Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it's about that time, Grammys time. You already know what it is. So, the 63rd Annual Grammy Awards was held yesterday, and I just want to give a quick recap on how the night went, my thoughts on the performances, awards, snubs. We're gonna talk about all of that. So, like many people, as a kid, this was my favorite award show to watch. You know, it's recognized as music's biggest night. But then over time, I think a lot of people just started looking forward to award season less and less because you already know. Yep, the Grammys about to mess something up this year. I already know. And I think that's kind of been the state of the Grammys these days. Nobody is too invested in them anymore. Now, I will say that in recent years, they've definitely made some trash picks, but I try not to forget about the good ones too. I don't know if it's the same for everyone else, but I always try to see the positives with these kinds of things. So, it was hard to do that in 2018 though, I'm not gonna lie. So this edition of the Grammys was already off on the wrong foot before it even started by snubbing The Weeknd, who is one of 2020's best artists. But honestly, and I'm gonna sound crazy for this, I think it's a good idea that The Weeknd was snubbed, because on the real, he would have cleaned through these categories easily. But despite that, I was pretty happy with the nominations this year. I thought there were some great artists that deserved a spot on the list, but I was just hoping and praying that when it was time to choose the right winners, the Grammys would not mess up. And for the most part, for this year, they let me down again. They did. I'm sorry, they did. So let's talk about how the night went and how I think it should have went, starting with the Grammys performances from this year. Okay, so let's start with the performances. So overall, I think the lineup was pretty solid. We had the likes of Dua Lipa, Lil Baby, Lil Baby, Harry Styles, all the people we were pretty much expecting. However, I'd say that there were only a handful of good performances on the night. Now, of course, the fact that there wasn't a fan audience is an obvious factor for why we might have not seen as good of a performance from some as we could have. Performers usually bounce off the vibe from the crowd and that kind of stuff, so it makes sense why the energy wasn't as high as it could have. But despite that, I'll give my top 5 performances on the night in no particular order. Starting with the number 1, I'm gonna go with BTS. Now, I've only heard 2 BTS songs in my life and I've never seen these guys perform, but I was really impressed with the group's performance. The choreography was amazing, the camera transitions were dope. I'm not gonna lie, y'all, I was kind of vibing to this one, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know whether I'm ready to dive fully into K-pop just yet, but BTS did come through to rep the genre and did an amazing job. Number 2, we got Lil Baby. Now, we'll talk more about Lil Baby a little bit later, but it was great to see him perform The Bigger Picture at the Grammys, because it was definitely one of the best songs of 2020 in my opinion. I love the set design and the guest appearances from Killer Mike of Run the Jewels, Gang Gang, and activist Tamika Mallory. Very powerful performance from Lil Baby here. At number 3, I have Silk Sonic, cause I was so happy to see my boys Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak perform their latest single, Leave the Door Open, live at the Grammys. This song is one of my favorites of the year so far, so of course I was jamming along the whole time. The retro aesthetic they went with, from the outfits to the visuals, perfectly matched with the vibe of the song, and both Anderson and Bruno gave some amazing vocal performances here as well. At number 4, I have Harry Styles, because with just about anything Harry Styles does, he's gonna look cool doing it, so. And at number 5, I have Taylor Swift. Now, of course, Taylor Swift is no stranger to the Grammy stage, and you could definitely tell by her performance. I thought vocally she was on point, the stage design was beautiful, and her set sounded great as well. Very solid show from Taylor. And for my honorable mentions, shout out to Haim and Black Pumas, Grammys debutants who gave some great performances as well. I'm still trying to process how people are sleeping on Eric Burton of Black Puma's vocals, because they are insanely good, and it was great to see Haim kill it on the stage as well. Now, with that out of the way, let's talk about the awards, shall we? Now, as I said earlier, I thought the nominations for this year's Grammys were pretty solid. Aside from Justin Bieber, there wasn't a single artist on the nominations list that I was asking,
"The f*** you doing here, n***?" Identify yourself. Who the f*** are you?
However, I was really hoping that the right people would have been chosen, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of disappointed. Alright, record of the year. I'm actually okay with this one. I was predicting either Billie, Megan, or Dua would win this one, and Billie came out on top. Out of the songs here, I personally would have liked either Say So or Don't Start Now to win it, but I'm okay with Billie taking this one here. Album of the year. There were some great albums I think could have been added into this category, but from the ones here, my favorites were Women in Music Part 3 and Future Nostalgia. Taylor Swift took the dub here with Folklore, making her the first female artist to win Album of the Year 3 times, so shout out to her. Song of the Year. Now for this one, I was kind of pissed. Her took the win here with I Can't Breathe, which I'm not gonna lie, I forgot even existed until that moment. I would have liked this one to have gone to either Roddy Ricch or Dua Lipa, but any category with her in it usually means lights out for the other nominees, cause the Grammys be hooking her up, so I'ma let it slide, I guess. Alright, Best New Artist. Megan Thee Stallion will come up a little bit later, but this is the one category I think she 100% deserved, because out of these nominees, I think she wins by a landslide. Okay, pop categories. Alright, for all the pop categories this year, I think all of the winners definitely deserve to win. Harry Styles took home Best Pop Solo Performance with Watermelon Sugar. Lady Gaga and Ariana Grande won Best Pop Duo/Group Performance with Rain On Me. And Dua Lipa won Best Pop Vocal Album with Future Nostalgia. I don't really have any complaints here. I think they did a pretty good job here. Alright, rock categories. Elton John said before the awards ceremony that he will hit someone if Phoebe Bridgers doesn't win a Grammy. So if you see me and Elton John's mugshots on Twitter in the next few days, you'll know why. Shout out to Fiona Apple though, definitely deserved to win Best Rock Performance, but nah. My girl Phoebe, she was robbed. I'm not gonna lie. Alright, R&B categories. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't too familiar with a lot of the nominees beforehand, so I can't really say whether someone deserved to win or not, but I would have liked to see Chloe and Halle take home an award. They had an amazing album with Ungodly Hour, and the fact that they didn't win anything, I'm kind of disappointed by that. Alright, rap categories. Alright, this is where I started questioning reality. So, for Best Rap Performance, Megan Thee Stallion won with her Savage remix with Beyonce. Now, for me, this isn't surprising. I mean, people were really trying to forget how big of a song it was last year, and while I'm not the biggest fan of it, it's not surprising that it won. Personally, I would have liked Big Sean or Lil Baby to take this one, but then Savage won again in the Best Rap Song category, and that's when I was like, okay now, alright, come on y'all, alright. Y'all messing with me too far. Y'all messing with me a little bit too much now, alright? I think Lil Baby and Roddy Ricch should have won in this category. The Box is such a banger, and The Bigger Picture was one of the most powerful rap songs of last year. Again, I'm not saying that Megan didn't deserve to win a Grammy, but 2 for the same song? I don't know. I think that's a bit of a stretch for me. Maybe it was the Beyonce factor, but for me, Lil Baby and Roddy Ricch were definitely robbed after having such an incredible 2020. I'm sure a lot of people were triggered that Travis Scott didn't take home an award for Best Melodic Rap Performance with Highest in the Room, but honestly, I don't think it could have beaten out Anderson .Paak's Lockdown or The Box, and I think Anderson deserved to win this one. And lastly, let's talk about Best Rap Album. Yeah, that Best Rap Album. So this one went to Nas with King's Disease. Let me repeat that again. Nas with King's Disease. Okay, alright. Now, in terms of the nominations, I think the Grammys got it right with the selections. I think these are all great albums. But Alfredo by Freddie Gibbs and The Alchemist is the best album in this category by a landslide. Freddie and The Alchemist did an incredible job on this record, and I really thought this would have been Freddie's year. But hey, you know, the Grammys never cease to surprise me. This is Nas's first Grammy Award after 13 nominations in 25 years, so I'm happy for that. You know, I think he definitely deserves recognition for all he's done for hip-hop as a whole. But I think out of all his years in the industry, this was the wrong one for him to win. I feel really bad for the duo, but hey, it is what it is. So yeah, those are my thoughts on this year's Grammy Awards. Overall, I thought it was okay. It could have been a lot worse, but I think this was a decent show, and congrats to all the winners as well. Oh, and shout out to my boy Trevor Noah too. I mean, yeah, me and him go way back. I was glad to see him hosting the awards ceremony, and I thought he did a great job as well. But what did you guys think of this year's Grammy Awards? Let me know in the comments down below. You can subscribe and drop a like on this video to support the channel, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.